Hey everybody, what's up? Banang here, and I have good news for you. For some reason, I don't know, Counterplay has decided for me to preview the new expansion, the Denizens of Shim'zar. They didn't tell me why they chose me, so I choose to believe that it's because of my amazingly good looks, okay? Whatever the reason may be, they told me something before, I should tell you before I preview the cards. And what they told me is that they have been getting many complaints about the game. People are complaining that the game has become too static and too predictable. Everything, you know what's gonna happen, you know, like turn 6, Magma, Markantor, and everything is very predictable, and it follows the same order nearly every game. And this is what they want to fix with the new expansion. They want to bring in some little small amounts of unpredictability. You might even say randomness. Just something that you cannot predict, you cannot foresee. So without much more words, let's have a look at these cards. And I have 4 cards for you, 1 for each rarity, and the first one I already don't know how to pronounce. I suppose it's called S-Portal or maybe ESP Portal. I don't know what it is, but it's an amazing card. It's a 2-mana minion, 0/1, abysmal stats, is the worst stats you might actually get, but it has a really interesting effect. It has opening gambit, add a random minion to your action bar, it costs 3 less. Okay. So first of all, I'm always happy to see more 2-drops, right? Because 2-drops are more or less the most important thing in the game. It's in Duelist you want to always have a good start, and you have good starts with 2-drops. And since the Jaxi nerf, there hasn't been a truly worthy contender for the neutral 2-mana slot, and this might be it. First of all, you can play it on turn 1. It is a body that can take the mana spring and the mana orb next turn. And second of all, it adds another minion to your bar, which, if you're lucky, you might play immediately. Imagine playing 2 minions on turn 1, or maybe even 3 if you have a Dreamgazer. You basically already have won the game, right? If you play 3 minions as player 1. Also, the minion it adds, excuse me, is a random one. It's not from your faction, it's not from your enemy's faction, or not, maybe it might be from your faction, it might be from your enemy's faction, it might be something completely random, it might even be a Spectral Revenant. And imagine that, you play this card, next turn you take the mana orb, you have a turn 2 Spectral Revenant. How crazy is that? I think this card here will change the meta a bit, and I think we will, although the stats here are abysmal, we will see this card played just because of the amazing effect. Okay, let's look at the next card here. It's the Automated Shredder. And as far as I'm concerned, I see this card as the little brother of Reaper of the Nine Moons. If you don't know the Reaper, it's 5 mana, 4/5, and summons a random minion from your enemy's faction. And this one is 4 mana, 4/3, so just -1 mana, -2 stats, very standard. And it summons a random 2-cost minion. So you might not get a crazy minion summoned from your enemy's deck, like you can't get the Vitruvian's Aymara, you can't get like a Silithar Elder for free, and you only get a 2-cost. But this 2-cost again is completely random. You don't know if it's from your faction, from your enemy's faction, it might even be like a Songhai's Tusk War, just like that. You don't know that. And I think this card is slightly worse than the Reaper, just because you don't have this amazing turnout, like the crazy RNG from the Reaper, but it's more reliable. You know it's gonna be a 2-drop, 2-cost, and also, okay, I'm saying reliable, but what I mean is because you don't know what's gonna come out, the enemy won't pop it. They will be less inclined to pop the Easter egg, to open the egg, and maybe face some face some horrible things. Also, 4-drops are also very important. It's basically you play this on turn 2 and you have a strong body on the board, and this strong body isn't likely to be killed by the enemy general because he doesn't want to pop it. So you can trade with it, maybe 1, maybe 2 minion. A 2-drop that is summoned probably will kill another 2-drop. So this thing, because it is neutral, I think it's on par, maybe slightly below the Reaper of the Nine Moons. And if you haven't seen the Reaper video I made, check it out. And I'm a big fan of the Reaper, although I'm not using it anymore. Okay, let's move on to the next card. Next card we have here is Professor Boom. It's a 7 mana minion with 7/7 stats. So it's actually a little subpar, because for 7 mana you would get 10/10 stats, right? With the, oh god, Dragonbone Golem, I think was its name. But because this is not just a simple body, it has an effect. It summons 2 1/1 boom bots. I've been told by the desk those boom bots may explode, first of all, and those boom bots summon randomly around this minion on a random unoccupied space. And the boom bots have a Dying Wish effect, which is deal 1 to 4 damage to a random nearby minion. And if you count all these together, this card isn't actually that bad. First of all, 1 to 4 damage from isn't that bad. It's great. It's the enemy probably won't waste a Dispel on that, because it's a 1/1 minion, and if you waste the Dispel on a 1/1 minion, you won't have the Dispel left for other bigger stuff, right? And these minions can trade favorably because nobody would want to attack it. If, for example, you go with your 2-drop and attack it, if you have a 2/3 drop, attack the 1/1 drop, it might die. It might die for free to a 1/1 minion. So that's why the boom bot, you can trade, you can decide for yourself when and what to trade with it. You can suicide it into the general and deal face damage, deal 2 to 5 face damage, or you can suicide it into another minion, deal 2 to 5 damage to this minion. I think if used correctly, if like you're ahead and you play this one, the enemy will have a really difficult time to kill this one, and especially he will have a difficult time to deal with these boom bots. So I think it is a little costly. 7 mana, it's quite big, but because this card seems really amazing, I think we will see some play of this card. And let's move on to the legendary one. It is Denizens. I imagine the D stands for Duelist, and this card is just like completely blowing my mind. It's so different from everything we've ever seen before. First of all, it costs 10 mana. It's a 10 mana 6/6. How the hell are you supposed to get 10 mana? I can only think that you have to protect a mana orb until you have 9 mana, and then walk into the orb to get 10 mana, and then you can summon this card. It then is a 6/6 body, which is abysmally bad, but at least it has a really interesting opening gambit. It deals damage equal to this minion's attack, so 6, randomly split among all enemies, which means it can hit minions, it can hit the general, and the good thing here is it doesn't say it hits all minions on nearby spots. So if your minion just played like Jax and you are on 9 mana and have protected the mana orb the entire game, you can summon this and it probably kills 2, 3, maybe even all the mini Jaxes. That would be great. That's a very interesting scenario. However, the problem I see are the 10 manas. Protecting the mana of the entire game and waiting until 9 mana just to deal 6 damage and have a 6/6 body. That's difficult. That's difficult to achieve. But we don't know yet. Maybe, just maybe, the developers have planned some other accelerating cards. Maybe they have planned like SIP cards similar to the Crystal Wisp, that gives you mana, and maybe there will be cards to increase your mana even more, so you don't have to wait, you don't have to protect the mana orb, and you don't have to wait this long. And also, maybe you can even buff this minion before you even play it. I mean, this is a completely new concept, something we've never seen before, so why not add something even more crazy to it, something we've never even dreamed of. So in this iteration, the card right now, as it stands on its own, it's not that good. It's just too expensive. It's just too difficult to bring on the board. But we will just have to wait until more cards are shown to us, and maybe this card will turn out to be great. So I hope you've enjoyed those cards, and if you liked the video, just click on the like button, consider subscribing to me, and I will see you guys soon, the next time. Have fun, game on, and see you soon. Bye.